Streams.
Welcome to Underground Streams, the podcast that asks the questions that make us go, Today we're going to be a fly on the wall in a group of women who are discussing the Matrix over women. The Matrix, as we recall, is this artificial world which surrounds us, which deceives and manipulates us and keeps us from knowing our true selves and meanings of life. It blocks out the spiritual and keeps us very, very busy. Now let's be very, very quiet and listen to Leanna, Sue, and Kristen discussing how they really feel.
There is definitely a matrix over women. I recently read a really interesting article in the National Post, and it was called As a Matter of Fat. And it caught my eye because it had a photo of supermodel Kate Moss and then a picture beside it of model Lizzie Miller. And she was stark naked. And it was very tastefully done. Her arm covered her breasts and her legs were crossed. It wasn't an erotic picture, just a nude shot. Lizzie is absolutely beautiful, but what caught my eye was the belly flab resting in her lap, and I thought, hey, that looks a bit like mine. According to the National Post, this photograph caused a sensation when it appeared in Glamour magazine in September of 2009. I actually ripped this photo out of the paper and have posted it on the inside of my kitchen cupboard so that I see it every day. What a brave woman Lizzie is. For most of us, especially after we have a couple of kids, we find out that this lovely ring of fat is a permanent guest. A friend in her 20s was informed by her doctor that the only way to get rid of it was to go under the knife. No amount of dieting or exercise would fix that puppy. Looking at Lizzie's picture every day is my way of combating the matrix, of renewing my mind. As women, we are at war with the matrix in order to maintain self-worth. Because men are visually stimulated, being attractive has power. I cannot tell you how many friends have told me that when they dyed their hair blonde, they were treated differently by men, perfect strangers, like more attention, more favor. So the matrix I'm breaking free of is the one that tells me that I need to look a certain way to be beautiful. This is a spiritual battle for most women. The message of conforming to a specific shape and look goes really deep into our spirits, our emotions, and our minds. It causes competitiveness in women, which hampers trust and real relationship. It can even find its way into the bedroom because women may feel uncomfortable with how they look, and men, due to the matrix, have certain expectations. I have 2 sons, but my friend has 2 daughters. And I remember her telling me that she was shocked to hear her 5-year-old daughter ask her, "Mommy, do I look fat?" as she preened in front of the full-length mirror in her mom's bedroom. Where does this stuff come from at such a young age? The media hasn't always helped, that's for sure, but thank God things are changing. According to the National Post in 2007, organizers of Montreal Fashion Week, Vive Québec, banned models under the age of 16 to protect them from eating disorders. Madrid issued orders that no model under a body mass index of 18 could work its runways. Obviously, Glamour magazine got on board, and most of us have seen the Dove campaign. So I want my mind renewed. Now, I'm not advocating obesity. We are called to take care of our bodies. My doctor has given me a healthy weight range based on my height and my bone size. My job is to stay under that. How much under is up to me. But I want free of that matrix, to love beautiful women as friends without any envy present, any ranking system, however subtle, and see myself in the mirror with a smile on my face rather than a critical eye. So I have some questions for us. I know a couple people right now who've just undergone cosmetic surgery. And I mean, I've known women my whole life who've done this, but just right now I can think of 2. And it was, boob job, liposuction, tummy tuck, that kind of thing. And I guess, if I'm really honest, my gut reaction is another one bites the dust. Okay, girls, you've just gone and done something that makes it impossible for us to match up to unless we follow suit and also go under the knife. And to me, perpetuates the image that the Matrix is portraying for women. That's really unfair of me because these women owe me nothing. I mean, they can do anything they want with their money and their bodies, so I realize that. But nonetheless, there's sort of this feeling of having done that, they're conforming to this image and perpetuating it. So I guess my question is If you had unlimited funds, would you have cosmetic surgery, boob job, tummy tuck, liposuction, whatever? And why? Or why not? What do you think, Sue?
Bob has even talked about it, get rid of the wrinkles. What do you think? Should I get rid of them? I'm like, no, my wrinkles are who I am. I mean, I don't have too much tummy that needs tucking. I mean, I have other problems, maybe wanting more in places that I wouldn't do. Because I am who I am,
Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't. I hate how our society has made this image of this tiny person, and everyone has to conform to it. And there's so many people in this world who struggle so much with their weight. And I look at them, and they're not overweight. Like, I have friends at work who probably weigh 20 pounds less than me. And I go, I need to go on a diet. And I'm like, you weigh less than me, and you look fabulous. Why would you want to go on a diet? Why do you need to be smaller? You're beautiful. You have these gorgeous curves. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, it really upsets me sometimes to see this, because you see this in kids who are like 10, 11, like even younger, like the 5-year-old you were saying, that, Mommy, do I look fat? Of course you don't look fat. Even if you did, you've got baby fat. You're only 5. What I find so interesting is I mean, throughout history, there's been time periods where if you were skinny, you were considered ugly and you were poor. That's the reason you were skinny. It was considered absolutely beautiful if you were fat, not even fat, if you had curves, because that meant you were wealthy, you had lots to eat, and that was considered beautiful. And I just think it's interesting how we've done a complete 180. And nowadays you have to be this tiny figure. Like, we're getting a little bit better, like with the whole Dove campaign, and I've seen a similar ad right now. I don't know if it's the same one, but there's a huge poster right now of a woman who's got her legs crossed, got her hands across her breasts, and she's got a great little roll. And I think it's beautiful. She's got this gorgeous smile, and you can see her soul in that smile. You can see that she's completely comfortable with her body, knows that she's not perfect, but loves herself. And I think that is a huge issue with this whole thing. It's a big thing of self-image and loving your body, because so many people that are skinny don't love their body, because no matter what you do, you can't be perfect. You can't get skinny enough. Because you get to a point where it's like, okay, I weigh like 110 pounds. Wow, I have this tiny little roll. I feel fat. Now I need to lose another 10 pounds. Like, it never ends. You have to get to a point where, say, I'm comfortable with my body. If I gain another 5 pounds, whatever. You can't completely get rid of any of that stuff. It's a lot to do with your self-image, I think.